Hello, I'm Jessica with the Community Foundation, and in this video, I'm going to walk you through how to use the donor portal and the online grants catalog to make recommendations in our 2020 responsive grant program. Right now, I'm on the Community Foundation's homepage, cfnrv.org, and this is where you'll be able to find out additional information about the grants process this year and to log in to the donor portal. Let me first point you to where there are some resources that you can use as you're looking to make grant recommendations this year. On our homepage, if you go to our grants menu, responsive grants, and information for donor advisors, you'll see an overview of our responsive grant program as it relates to our donor advised funds and how you'll be able to award grants this year. We've made some changes in 2020 to our grant program to better respond to the needs of nonprofits during COVID-19. So in past years, we've given out grants for operations as well as for individual programs or new projects. But this year, flexibility is key for nonprofits. So we are only giving unrestricted operating grants to give them the ability to spend that money where it's needed most this year. Every grant application that you'll see in the grant catalog is for just operating support. We're also using this new online grants catalog. So in past years, we might mail or email to you a printed grant catalog, and then you would send your recommendations to us, and we would apply those several weeks after you sent your recommendations. This year, you'll be able to go directly into this online grant catalog, make recommendations in real time, and see how your funding is being added to others to fully or partially fund a grant of your choice. And once our grants are fully funded, we'll be able to cut checks directly to the organizations so that they can get that money as quickly as possible. Also on this page, you'll see information about the donor portal. We rolled out the donor portal in 2018 to give all of our fund holders the opportunity to access information about their fund. That includes the current balance of your fund, the spendable balance, which is the amount you have available to give out in grants. You'll also see recent grants and recent contributions in the portal. Many of you are already signed up, and so you'll just have the ability to log in and use the grants catalog. But if you're not signed up for the donor portal, it's not too late to do so. You can fill out two forms for us, the donor opt-in form and instructions and user guidelines. Once you fill those out, you can return them to the Community Foundation's office or email them to us, and we'll get you set up in the donor portal so you can begin using it. And finally, on this page, you'll just find some additional information to help you use the grant catalog, including an overview of the grant program this year, again, those forms if you need to sign up for the donor portal, and then several different resources to help you know how to use the grant catalog, including this video. So this is under our grants, responsive grants, and information for donor advisors. The other place you can get information about the donor portal is under Giving, Donor Portal. And this just gives an overview of the donor portal, again, giving you the option to sign up through those forms and providing some additional information about what you'll find. This also gives you the ability through this button to go ahead and log in to the portal. So let's try that now. Click on Access the Donor Portal, and you'll be taken to a login page. Once you get set up in our system, you'll receive an email that will allow you to set up your individual password so that you can log in. I'm all set up here, so I'm going to go ahead and log in. Now, you may have only one fund at the foundation, or you may be the donor advisor for multiple funds. So each fund that you are affiliated with is included on this first page, Choose Fund. Remember that your fund at the foundation has what we call two components. One is the overall endowment, and that's the portion that we invest for you. We grow it over time, and we use the proceeds of that investment to make grants. Your fund also has a pass-through, indicated as PT, and this serves as kind of a checking account where you can spend the balance down to zero and replenish it as you see fit. As you're using the portal and the grants catalog, it's important to know that these are considered two separate accounts within the portal. And so as you're assigning grants, you'll just want to make sure that you're in the correct one to begin making grant recommendations. We strongly encourage you to spend from the endowed portion first if you have a spendable balance, and then to move on to the pass-through. So let's go ahead and take a look at what your page looks like. Here, I'm going to click on General Endowment, and this takes me to the main portal page. Here, you'll see the current balance and the spendable balance, the amount that you have available to give in grants, as well as recent contributions and recent grants. Now here, I have no spendable balance, so I can't use this fund in order to make a grant catalog recommendation. So I'll go back to Choose Fund, to the pass-through portion of my fund. And here you can see there is a spendable balance. So this is what I'll have available to spend as I'm making recommendations in the grant catalog. Once you're logged in, you can look at a variety of different tabs, including the grant catalog itself. And that's where we're going to be going. So you'll click on Grant Catalog, and right here, you'll be able to see summaries of applications submitted to the foundation in our 2020 grants process. Our distribution committee reviews all of our grant applications, and they put them into two broad categories for the grant catalog. High priority applications are those that our committee read, and we just love them. We really feel like they're high priorities for funding. Great organizations, great applications. There's also many other organizations that, while they're not high priority, are still very much worthy of funding. And so those are the next set that you'll see further down. As you scroll through the grant catalog, you'll see that each entry has the same general information. So it might include, say, a picture, the name of the organization, a very quick summary, and then a much more substantial summary of what the organization does. And this as just a summary of information that was submitted to us in the grant application. You'll also see that each entry includes the requested amount of information. We allowed applicants to apply for up to $4,000 this year, and the portion that's been funded. In this case, no money has been put on this grant application to date, but in other cases, you might see where money has been assigned already and an application is fully funded. This is updated in real time, so as money is recommended by donor advisors, this will start to go up, and I'll show you what that looks like as you assign your money. So this is where you're going to be making your recommendations through the donor portal and in this grants catalog tab. Now, as I walk through that, I'm going to go to a slightly different tab on our demo site, and this just ensures that we're not making changes to the live grant catalog. But again, I'm in my donor portal page on the grant catalog tab. And now I'm going to see all of these summaries, how much has been funded, and where I can add some additional funding. So I'd like to make a grant to the Mayapple School from my donor advised fund. So I'll hit donate. And on this page, I'll see on the right-hand side just some past grants that my fund has made. This is not just in 2020, but past grants that might have been made in previous years. And on the left-hand side is where we're going to do our data entry. Again, we see an overview of the organization. And as you scroll down, you'll see the requested amount, how much is still left to be funded, and the opportunity to enter how much you want to give. In this case, I want to assign $500 to this particular grant. So I include that in the donation amount. I have the ability to remain anonymous. That's helpful in letting the foundation know whether you want your fund associated with the particular grant we're giving. And then you also have the opportunity to make this grant in memory, in honor, or on behalf of someone. And if you'd like us to let that person know, you can fill out that information. Otherwise, you can leave it blank. Then I hit review. And here I'll be brought to a page before I submit my request, just in confirming the information. Something to know about the grant catalog is that in terms of how the money is processed and flows through our accounting system, when you make an individual grant recommendation, it's going to show you the grant to the Community Response Fund. That's just the bucket of funding that all these grant recommendations are going into so that we can process those checks. Your grant recommendation will go to the specific organization that you are recommending. We don't use that fund for anything else. It is only for accounting purposes as the money flows through the software system. But you will see that to start, followed by the individual organization that you are supporting with your fund. If you want to change this information in any way, you can hit Edit Request. But if it looks good, go ahead and submit the request, and you'll be taken to a confirmation page. and then you can hit continue, and that will bring you back to the overall grants catalog. And here you can see that my $500 was added to the Mayapple School. So now $1,000 of their $4,000 request is funded. And the same will happen as you go through and make recommendations from your individual fund. And you can continue to scroll down and give to as many funds as you like. You can exhaust the amount that's available to spend, or you can give a certain amount out that you would like and then leave money to be able to make grants either outside of the grants process or into 2021. That is an overview of how to use the grants catalog. Once you've made all your recommendations, you can go ahead and log out of the donor portal. If you have questions or have any trouble as you log into the donor portal, you can contact the foundation. So you can call our office. That number is 540-381-8999, or you can email us at cfnrv@cfnrv.org. And we can help you as you navigate the donor portal, or if you have questions on how to use the grants catalog. If for any reason you're uncomfortable using the catalog itself, go ahead and contact us, and we'll be able to enter your recommendations on your behalf as well. We look forward to working with you this year in making grants in 2020. It's an incredibly important year to support nonprofits, and we appreciate you working with the Community Foundation to support these wonderful organizations. We look forward to working with you. Thank you so much.